Hello, welcome to Let's Talk Macarthur. This is episode 16 with today's guest, Carlene Cardona, recently appointed president of Campbelltown Chamber of Commerce, busy mum and business owner as well. So welcome, Carlene.
Hi, thanks for having me, Mark.
Oh, no, thanks for coming on board. It's really nice to be able to get you on board too, seeing as you only had a recent appointment to the new role at Chamber of Commerce. So how's it going for you?
Yeah, look, it's been a busy start to our new term. Sort of hit the ground running we have, but it's been good. We've had a really good transition. We did have a couple of our board members, obviously, that have continued on. We've got a couple of fresh faces in the mix, which is good. So we're changing things up a little bit to, I guess, put a bit more content in there for our members and sort of engage with them a little bit more. And next year's shaping up to be good. We had our last event last week, which was online. And we're hoping that will be the last event that we do online. We're back to face-to-face in February, so we've already secured all of our venues and sponsors for next year. So we're looking forward to getting back and I guess seeing all the members again and having it in a face-to-face environment, because I mean, I'm sure you know yourself, you do your classic networking, and it's not the same doing it online. I think face-to-face is the way to go. So, yeah, we're looking forward to getting back to next year and, doing some big things for our members and sponsors.
Yeah, awesome. So, and look, I resonate with that. I mean, I wanted to be able to do this interview in real life with you, but until we get the mask restrictions lifted inside, that's a little bit hard to do. So I'm trying to do them outside wherever I can, in environments that I can. But I'll be glad when I don't have to do Zoom interviews and we can actually do it in person. So
I feel your pain there. I think the first month in being president, I was doing about 12 or 13 Zooms a week.
Wow.
I was just like, too zoomed out. It's nice to sort of be coming at the back end of the year and it's starting to quiet down just a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
We get a break from it, which is good.
So how many members in the Chamber of Commerce?
So at the moment we're sitting at about 160 odd members, which is quite good. We've had a few new ones coming through, over the last couple of weeks. They're still coming in, which is fantastic. So for us, it's good to see, I guess, businesses getting back to some sort of normality now, because obviously through COVID, we had quite a few, members that have had to close due to all the restrictions. So we saw them sort of die off a little bit, but they're coming back. And I guess that's a positive sign to see them coming back. They've not completely shut down altogether and they're getting back to business, which is fantastic.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you see as the key focus in your role as president for the Chamber?
Look, I think at the moment it's just helping them, not only just get back to normality, but having customers walking through their door. The best thing for us, I guess, over the last couple of months, especially since we've got the start of the new term, we joined up with the Chamber Alliance of Western Sydney. So that's basically aligning quite a few of the different chambers throughout Western Sydney. And because of that alliance, we actually got some funding through CBA. They put $120,000 on the table to split between the 12 LGAs of concern. So all the Chamber of Commerces now have got that opportunity to help businesses get back and get customers in the door. So we sort of took it upon ourselves that we're going to use that to market our own members and sponsors so that they're getting something back from it. We want to be able to showcase them, and they've all struggled, like every single business has, even my own. But to be able, I guess, to use that funding on our members and our sponsors, that's a key thing for us. So we're in the middle of doing, we've just finished shooting last week. So we've gone and shot their businesses and took some photos, and that'll be promoted through social media. And that for us at the moment, that's the key thing. It's just making sure that our members and our sponsors that are stuck by us throughout COVID for the last 2 years are actually getting something back from us, and we're helping market their business for them, and it's not costing them a cent other than their time, pretty much.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. And there's a few different avenues for local promotion of businesses, and look, we're one of them at Let's Talk Macarthur. So any of your members that want to get exposure, especially with customer-facing businesces, and they want to get some exposure, just get them to contact me direct, and be happy to arrange and organise an interview with them and promote their business. I'm happy to go out once we can, go out to the businesses and record live there, get people down there and involved. So one of the questions I had was, what benefits do members get from being involved with the chamber? So there's one. There's one, which is a great one. So what other benefits do they get from being involved?
I mean, obviously, next year back to face-to-face. So we do those dinner meetings on the third Wednesday of every month. And it's an opportunity, I guess, to come out and meet all the local businesses within the Macarthur region. And there's so many. It's giving them that opportunity to make those connections and I guess try to connect with each other in terms of doing business with each other. Part of your membership, you get automatic membership to the New South Wales Business Chamber, or Business New South Wales as it's now known. So that comes with it. And there are plenty of perks being a Business New South Wales member as well. And they've got a free advice line, which a lot of businesses don't even know of. So if they've got workplace issues, they can actually contact Business New South Wales directly and get that free advice from them to help them work through those issues, rather than having to spend money, with lawyers and solicitors and that sort of stuff. So they've got that there. We try to do events through the year as well, I guess, to support the members. And we are in the process at the moment of going for the grant that was recently announced for chambers to be able to promote for Small Business Month in March next year. So we're in the process of going for that. We did it last year. We did a design thinking workshop for our members last year, which was really, really good to be a part of. So being able to, I guess, have these little workshops throughout the year for our members as well is just our way of giving back that little bit more. But I think the key thing is, the monthly meetings, we have guest speakers every month that we bring in. And we try to cover, I guess, a whole range of topics to do with business, so that, business owners are getting the most out of it and learning something and taking away something that they can then go back to their business and adapt. So, there's plenty of perks of being a member. I mean, I've been in the chamber now coming up on 6 years. And for me, it's just those connections and the friendships that are formed, and having that network of other business owners that, I guess, get the stress you're under every day in business, because it's no easy feat, that's for sure. But being able to bounce off other people and say, I've had this, and what do you think, and give me your advice. That's for me, that's the most important thing, is just those connections with other business owners who get the daily struggle of being a business owner. That's the key thing. And we get a lot of support through Campbelltown Council as well. They've been fantastic over the last couple of years and giving our members support, and they do small business shout outs, and they've created a directory for all the businesses as well, which is fantastic. So it just gives that little bit more online presence. We do the shout outs on Facebook as well. So, we try to give them a bit of a boost when they join chamber now, where we're doing member shout outs on our Facebook page. So there's plenty of being in there, but for me, just building those connections and having those people to bounce off is the most important thing.
Yeah, 100%. And most of our businesses are built on relationships and repeat referral business. And it's nice to see that there's a lot of education based on what the chamber provides. And I feel a lot of people that first come to networking type situations don't know how to network.
Absolutely.
So having a resource to be able to help you learn how to do that and help other people around you that have gone through that same experience is invaluable. So, which is fantastic. Yeah,
absolutely. Look, absolutely. And, at our meetings every month, we do sort of a 1 minute mic, for our members. And we've had instances where it's the first time they've actually ever come to a networking event and they freeze up on the mic. So, as a board, we take it upon ourselves to go, okay, well, how about we take the mic and we just ease you into this, and we'll just ask you a couple of questions. And it just helps, I guess, break that ice for them. And once you've done that, that eases them up for the next meeting, and they're able to then present themselves that little bit little bit better. So, it's all about giving them that support to get out there and showcase their business.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
The business community. So.
Yep, absolutely. No, that's fantastic. With governments, local, state governments, federal as well, there's always a lot of issues for local businesses.
Yep.
How can the Chamber assist local businesses with getting a voice to those entities?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, that forms part of our Chamber Alliance. So we have had quite a few meetings over the last couple of months where we have had state ministers involved. So we've had Damien Tudhope, we've had Vicky Dominello. When Tamlin was president, she also wrote to these state ministers as well so that we could get some support, especially surrounding all the grants that are available, because it was just so hard to digest all that information. And given that Macarthur is a very multicultural society, we had people struggling to actually understand what they could get and what they couldn't get. So one of those letters was, hey, give us something so that we can go back to our members and say, this is what you can get, and it's in their key language.
Yeah.
So one letter that ended up with Victor Dominello, I ended up getting a call from one of the heads of service New South Wales, and she said, what are we doing wrong? What do we need to do to make your members understand what we've actually got on offer? And I literally sat there and I said, if you just look at New South Wales incidents page and then look at New South Wales Health, they put up a simple social graphic in English, and then it's followed by the 12 key languages. I said, that's what you need to do with all this grant information, not let's go to the website and sift through 12 or 15 pages worth of text. Let's just put something out there. So because of that, we now get these service kits that come through from Service New South Wales to be able to share with our members, and it just highlights the actual facts, and it's in those key languages.
That's awesome.
So to get that sort of support, I guess, from that level of government is fantastic for us, because we're able to then translate that information for our members, and they can then go, oh yeah, I can actually apply for that funding. If we didn't do that, then there's probably still going to be a lot of people that have been in, I guess, that sort of section where it's like, oh God, I need help, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So, and also, being on the board, I'm also now part of the Regional Advisory Council as well, which I guess every president over the last couple of years through Campbelltown Chamber has been a part of. And we're basically taking back our members' concerns on key issues that then gets fed back through to the government through Business New South Wales. So, being a part of that now as well, which is great. So we do feed information back as we need to, and we do get asked questions to take back to our members so that we can, I guess, collate all this information for all of Western Sydney to try and get what support they need, down on the front line to help them in business.
Yeah, that's great, and that's just another example of yet another benefit to chamber members, because they can have a voice through you guys, through yourself, through that process. What's your favourite chamber event?
What's my favourite chamber event? Look, you know what? I think for us, it's when we kick the year off. The first event back, because we have such a big break over Christmas, so we're now finished up for the year. We don't go back till February. And it's always that first event of the year where it's like, oh yes, we're back. We get to see everyone again, because typically, we all shut our businesses down and take that break and sort of don't do any of that networking over sort of Christmas and New Year. So to have that first event back for the year and kick the year off in style, for me, that's probably one of the best ones, I think. It's just nice to be back and see everyone for the new year, and I guess you plan out what you're going to do for the year, what your goals are, and just get back to the normality of we're back to networking. Let's make it a good year.
I love the tagline for Campbelltown Chamber of Commerce, be part of something great.
Yes.
So for local businesses that are not part of the chamber and they're listening to this, how do they become a member of the chamber?
Absolutely. So it's easy. You jump on our website, go to campbelltownchamber.com.au. We've got a join button there on the homepage. You can go up to our member directory as well, pop your details through. We go through it at a board level, and we assess every membership application.
Yep.
And then, you hear from our membership director, Shafali. So she contacts them directly, has a chat, have a coffee, catch up with them. And then, basically the next meeting from when they've joined, we get them on board. They get a minute to promote their meeting, their business, I should say, at that meeting.
Yep.
And they go on our directory online. So they have, their little blurb up there. Get their spotlight on social media as well, tag their business. It's really that simple. And we've kept our membership prices down as well. We dropped them through COVID. Right. Prior to COVID, the memberships used to be 198. We've kept them at 99 now for the last 2 years. And that's our way, I guess, of still giving business owners that opportunity to have that support from us. And it's not breaking the bank. We do know, obviously, that they've struggled financially, so we're keeping it at that. So we're hoping to keep it at that as well moving forward as long as we can. So yeah, and they get the free Business New South Wales membership tacked into that. So
it's great. Yeah, it's low cost. It's fantastic. Yeah. And Chamber obviously supports the community, not just through business, but through charity as well. Yep. So been a long-term supporter of Lifeline Macarthur.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had them involved obviously last week in our event. We were supporting men's mental health, which obviously is a huge topic, I think, at the moment. And we know a lot of business owners that have struggled, and men in particular do struggle to, I guess, voice their problems. And our meeting last week was just probably one of the most honest and raw meetings I think we've ever had. We heard from Darren Flanagan, who was part of the Beaconsfield Mine rescue.
Yep.
And he was telling our story, his story on how that all happened. And we had one of our members on there as part of the panel as well, Rory from Common Craig Lawyers. And it was one of those meetings where I literally had to keep turning off my camera because we were all in tears. So between us, we were sort of just flicking on and off. But having Lifeline involved, and we have been long-term supporters of Lifeline, the work they do in the community is it's second to none. Like they're just always there. They're always there. Doesn't matter what the situation is. You can always count on Lifeline to be there to support you. So we're proud to have that alliance with them and support them in every way we possibly can. Yeah. Because they do a great job in our community.
Yeah, and a very, very important job. Absolutely.
Yep.
So we're going to talk a little bit about Carlene Cardona. So while you're doing all of this for Chamber, you've got a business, Southwest Sydney Virtual Assistant, which you've had running for, I think, 6 years now.
Yep, 6 years,
Yep. So how's that work?
Mate, it's crazy, I can tell you at the moment. I left the corporate world after 20 plus years and went, I'll go into business for myself. What could go wrong? I'll have that work-life balance. That went out the window very quickly, I can tell you that much. But basically the whole idea of the business was being able to support other small businesses with all their outsourcing. And I guess for the typical VA that's out there, they sort of focus on, I guess, one type of service that they offer businesses. So whether it be just social media management or whether it be just the admin, I decided, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll make it harder for myself and we'll do everything as you do. So we offer the whole back end of the business and do that. And I guess from the outset, I set out that it wasn't just going to be me in the business. I didn't want it to just be about me. I wanted to be able to build a good team around me. And I guess you can fast forward to 6 and a bit years later, and I've now got 5. There's a team of 5 with me here, and we're all local. So I've got some here in the office with me in Ingleburn. I've got others that work on site with clients, and one that works from home. And I think at the moment there's probably been just over about 100 odd businesses that we've supported in the last 6 years.
Awesome.
And ongoing at the moment, we're supporting about 50 plus.
Yeah, wow.
You know, and that's weekly, fortnightly, monthly, bi-monthly. It's a bit of a mix of everything. But it's good. I love the challenge of it. And it just, I think it's just grown into something that I didn't think it would over the years. And I still sort of sit there from time to time and go, what have I created?
Yeah. It's a big industry now, virtual assistant, right?
Yeah. When I started the business, a lot of people went, what's a VA? I've got no idea. And I guess there's still that, I guess, bit of a cloud out there of, oh, yeah, let's just go overseas for a VA. And I'm a very big advocate of local. And whilst there's nothing wrong, obviously, with going overseas, don't get me wrong, but when you're dealing with business, you need to know local law, state law, federal law. You need to be able to work in a real-time environment. So I have clients that will just rock up here unannounced and go, here's paperwork. Thanks for that, I'm off, and they run. And a lot of the businesses we support are trades as well. So, you know, they're in construction, they're tradies, so they're always on the go. So, you know, my phone will be dinging at 5 a.m, you know, with a tradie going, oh, I just done this. Can you just make sure that gets invoiced and sent off? Yep, that's fine. And I will still get calls and messages up until sometimes 11, 12 o'clock at night. Would I have it any other way? No. Because it means that what we're doing has an impact on their business, and they're able to just go out there and do what they need to do, and we take care of the rest. And I guess it's a good feeling of accomplishment when you do that, because you're seeing their business succeed because they just have to go and worry about what they're good at doing, and then we sit in the background and do the rest of it for them.
So you talk about the impact on their business. How about the impact on your family?
Yeah, look, it's been a massive learning curve over the last couple of years. You know, I started the business when my son was actually in hospital. So I actually sat on the floor of Campbelltown Hospital with my laptop and went, I'm not going back to the corporate stuff. Now's the time to do it. I was going to do it when I had my daughter, which was 3 years before, and I went back to work when she was 18 weeks old full time. Because, you know, financially we needed to.
Yep.
And then my son was he 8 weeks old and contracted RSV and bronchiolitis. And I still remember that night like it only happened yesterday. I remember walking into Campbelltown Hospital with him in emergency, and when there's something wrong with him, and he was lifeless in my arms pretty much. And I remember the nurse going, you give me him, you run. And she was hitting the panic button on the wall. And within 10 minutes, he was hooked up to every oxygen machine you could think of in the back of emergency. And they said if he were 10 minutes later, he wouldn't be. And that for me was my wake-up call. It was, shit, what am I doing? Corporate, you know. So, you know, I started the business in Campbelltown Hospital, literally. And as soon as we got home, it was all guns blazing. I was on maternity leave from work. And it's kind of one of those things where you go, like, the rest is history. I went back to work and I think I lasted 4 months before I'd signed like 2 big contracts for the business. And I went, I'm out of here, see us. They didn't believe me. And I went, no, here's my resignation letter. I'm out. I've got a business to run now. And I haven't looked back since. I don't miss it. I don't miss the corporate world. I don't miss the getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning to make a 4 a.m. shift and work 12 hours and do all that sort of stuff. You know, and obviously during the period of running the business, I have become a single mum. So that's been a challenge, but we've adapted. And the kids are very resilient. I can say that much. They've been great. They know mummy runs a business and mummy gets busy from time to time, but I'm very big now on when I shut the office and I go home, that's my time with the kids. Yep. And I won't answer my phone. I won't respond to emails. I won't talk to anyone. It's literally, that's my time with my kids.
Yeah. And that's so important, and because obviously I talk to a lot of different business owners and that sort of stuff, and it's a common question I ask in terms of how they manage that process.
Yeah.
And everybody says the same thing. It's a learning curve, right? So you learn it. Yeah. And you get to a point where you do have to make a decision to say, well, okay, this is work and this is home, because we need to be able to provide that quality time and that focus and attention.
Yeah, you do. And it is one of those things for me, you learn the hard way. Do you know what I mean? And for me, that's it. As soon as I've walked out of the office and I shut the office here at 4 o'clock, I'm done. I go home, and that's my time with the kids, and we watch a movie, we read a book, we do whatever we need to do. But that's where I've got to have that separation. Before, it was just kind of go. I'd go home and I'd sit there with my laptop and I'd keep going, and I'd be sending emails and messages, mate, at all hours of the night. And I slowly learned that's not how to do it. But, to be at that point now where I can walk out the office and not have to worry about work and the business and everything, that's a good level to be at.
Yeah.
And I guess it eases my mind knowing that I can do that now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through and just do a quick fire few questions.
Yeah.
All right. You ready for these ones?
Go for it.
Go for it. All right. What's your favourite word?
You probably wouldn't want to know. I probably can't say it. I use it too much.
First letter?
It starts with an F.
Okay, we know what it is.
What it is now, so I'll still stop right there on that
one. What is your least favourite word?
Oh, God. You are asking the hard-hitting question. Least favourite word? No.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
What turns you on?
Oh, Jesus. Probably can't answer that too, but let's try. No, for me, it's seeing other businesses succeed from what we do. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I love that. What turns you off?
Negativity. I hate people that have got a negative mindset from the outset. Do you know what I mean?
And isn't it funny when you talk to people, you can tell what type of dialect they have with themselves, because the way they talk is either in a positive way or they talk in a negative way. And 100%. They start off sentences negatively. And I'm thinking, okay, that's an interesting aspect and way to look at it.
I agree, actually, and it's funny because even when I get an inquiry for someone looking for a VA, I can tell from the way they've worded the beginning of their email if they're going to be a good fit or not for the business.
Yep.
And when it's back, forth, I'm like, not for me, because you can just tell straight up. Yeah.
Yeah. What sound or noise do you love?
Do I love? I actually love the sound of waves. So I've got a meditation app on my phone, which I when I'm a little bit too stressed, I use it, and it's just waves.
Nice.
Crashing on the sand. I love it.
Yeah. What sound or noise do you hate?
Crickets.
Crickets.
I can't stand them.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it seems to be everywhere I live. It's just crickets all the time, and I can't stand the bloody sound of them. They annoy me.
Well, I won't ask what your favourite curse word is because it's the same as your favourite word,
yeah,
right? It is. So what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Oh, God. I always wanted to be a singer.
Can you sing?
Funnily enough, can. And I'm not about to give you a rendition of anything. But no, I actually always wanted to be in the music industry.
Wow.
I wanted to study audio engineering. So, but at the time back then, it was way too much money for my parents to afford. So we gave up on that idea. But yeah, that's what I always wanted to do, was just the background. I actually wanted to do an audio engineering degree.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
Certainly wouldn't want to be cleaning toilets for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That annoys me. Yeah.
That'd be a shit job anyway.
Yeah.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh, about time you arrived.
Well, let's hope
it'll probably be the only time I ever get to properly rest. So,
well, let's hope he's waiting a while longer.
Oh well, yeah, we don't want to be going there in a hurry, mate. I don't want to be leaving a 9 and a 6-year-old behind just yet. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we know how to contact you through Chamber. How do people contact you through Southwest Virtual Assistant?
Yep. So our website's www.swsvirtualassistant.com, or you can find us on Facebook and Instagram under Southwest Sydney Virtual Assistant, or you can get me on my mobile 0412 880 875.
Fantastic. Carlene Cardona, thank you very much for your time today. I know you're busy. One of your 4 phones is going to ring very, very soon. I look forward to actually meeting you in person early next year. I'll jump on the Campbelltown Chamber website this week and put my online application through.
Awesome. Look forward to it. And thanks so much for having me today, Mark. Really appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks, Carlene.
No worries. Thanks, Mark. Bye.